Good afternoon. If you're watching this, you're checking in. I have a show and tell medication that I've been avoiding taking for years because I gave up on it because it would work and then I would feel like I was numb and then I felt like my wit was gone and I couldn't think and I was basically a rat in a maze. I knew what the cheese was. I knew I'd be rewarded for getting the cheese, but every day is the same damn maze, going through it mindlessly over and over again. Like I was a test subject. I might be, but I'm not. So that's going to start tonight because it makes me drowsy. Uh, and that's self improvement. That's a step. No matter how prideful you are, and no matter how the side effects might hit you, you've got to, if you need it, then go after it and take it because sometimes enough is enough, and you've reached a point where you realize you can't do it alone. That's what all that's about. I like to talk about what I always talk about, but aside from crimes against humanity uh, and criminal acts, suicide is one of the most taboo things that you will ever hear and not hear talked about, and that needs to change. We need to address that problem. Because once you start talking about it, you can address that it's there, and then you can work on ways to solve it. Because too many people are losing their lives to themselves in one way or another. Maybe they're drinking themselves to death, or they hit the drugs hard, or sex addicts, or or they just end up completely and utterly successfully ending their own lives, and that needs to change. There's too many good people we've lost from that. And you've heard of all the famous ones. A not so famous one is a woman named January Seraph. She was a sex worker and did videos. You can research that yourself if you have the stomach for it. Anyway, I would say I was not even really an acquaintance of hers. However, in a bad time many, many years ago, I actually reached out to her and she actually reached back and stopped me from, doing the ultimate deed. And sure, to a complete and utter stranger, her kindness, saved a life that day. And uh, eventually, she had the same demons that a lot of people have, and those demons caught up with her, and she ended her own life. And that's I feel I'm angry at her, and I feel guilty that I wasn't there to help her like she helped me. But maybe there was nothing I could do. Maybe there was. We're never gonna know. And that's the problem with people taking their own lives, is that you never know what you could have done, which is why you've got to be proactive, not just for others, but for yourself, and help people, be there for them to reach out to you, and I have a bunch of, I guess you could call them misfits like myself, that they reach out to me and I help them every chance I get. I'm not looking for praise or anything like that, and I'm not going to explain who it is or how I help, but I do what I can when I can. And even when I can't, I try to make an effort to do something, because doing nothing is just counterproductive, and that's how we lose people we love. Um, so anyway, I'm going to keep this kind of short after going to work, of course. But, notice people. Don't just keep your nose in your cell phone all the time and pass by some poor schmuck that's having a really bad day, that might have a history that you may or may not know about. Be kind to people. Reach out to them. Complete strangers, people you know. There are some people that something's going on, but you're not doing nothing about it. Maybe you're afraid of embarrassing them or embarrassing yourself or whatever. But you know what? Address that with them in one way or another. You can be blunt and say, hey, are you contemplating killing yourself? Do you have a plan? I'm here for you if you ever need to talk, if you ever need anything. That's the best thing you can do, is help others, because we're all we got. So in closure, I'll start medication tonight. Be kind to each other. Love and respect one another. And if you're watching this, you're checking in.